Shalom, everybody. This is Betty Erica, aka Lady Smooth, daughter of the Most High, daughter of the Most High Ministries. And this is part two to how it all began with the Romans, the Greeks taking over the Torah, the Bible, and the priesthood, and how they changed the original customs to their customs. Okay, so um, whew, this is a long study. Okay, Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees. This is chapter 8, verse 10. Okay, and so we're talking about the captivity. Now, this is the captivity of the Yasha'elites from Romans and how they took captive of the Romans. Okay. In Jerusalem. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh gosh, I'll pick it up. Let's see. Okay, anyhow, I wish I knew how to. I'm gonna find a better way to hold this. So, Nicanor undertook to make so much money of the captive of Judah as should defray the tribute of 2,000 talents, which the king was to pay to the Romans. Okay, so this is Nicanor. I hope I'm saying it right. Nicanor. He sold Judah for money, and they always selling the people of talent, the people of priesthood. They're always selling. They always selling God's people for bread, okay, as well as Jesus Christ himself for bread, even in the church. They just make so much money off of the good Lord. It's not even funny. It's one thing to have tithing to help out the needs of the church, and also so the church can have enough money to give back to the poor, because that's what it's really for, is to help people who having trouble in their lives. But to just be living it up and living comfortably and selling money for just like these commercials. Oh, give to the 1948 Israel. Give to the political state Israel. Help Israel out. Send money there. You John Hagee and everybody, like Sister Carrie Ann say, all of these false pastors, send money to Israel. Those are God's people. And what are they doing with it? What are they doing with it? These are people who do not even acknowledge Christ. What are they doing with the money? They're not helping the poor. No, they're giving it to their synagogue of Satan. Okay, we'll get into that. Okay, so what is this? Okay, the Roman, the cities upon the sea coast, proclaiming a sale of the captive Judah, and promising that they should have fourscore and ten bodies for 1 talent, not expecting the vengeance that was to follow upon him from El Shaddai. Okay, the Lord will repay. And that's another thing. The vengeance is mine, says the Lord, and the Lord will repay. So everyone that has sold Judah into slavery and the 12 scattered tribes, beware. Judgment is coming from the nations for the heathens. Okay. So as we moving right along. Okay, let's read this one. Thus he that took upon him made good to Romans their tribute by means of captives in Jerusalem, to told abore that the Judah had Elohim to fight for them, and therefore they could not be hurt because they followed the Torah that he gave them. So as long as you're in the Most High Yesiah Christ, as even as a Gentile, okay, but this is speaking to the Yasha'elites, the scattered 12 tribes of Judah, the descendants thereof. The Lord will protect you no matter what, where you are, where you go, what you do. Okay. If it is his destiny for you to die in honor, then so be it, to be an example of others. But for the most part, He will protect you. He will guard you. He will guard you. Okay? So, with that being said, let's move right along. Ooh, I'm getting hot. I'm getting so hot. um hmm. Okay. Okay, yes. 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 Here we go. Now, this is how we get into the council of Nisa, okay? And this is Second Maccabees chapter 11, verse 22, okay? Now the king Sefer contained these words. King Antiochus unto his brother Lysias sends greetings. Since our father is translated into the Elohim, our will is that they that are in our realm live quietly, that everyone may attend upon his own affairs. So the Lord had repaid them for the captivity of Judah once again. This is when they were in Jerusalem, or whatever. They got their payback. You got to read through it. It's too long. I'm not going to go into that. But at this moment of time, this is the Council of Nisa going into it. But they are telling them they can live. They can live, but they can live quietly. Let the Judas, let them be unnoticed. Let them be quiet. As is how a black person will walk through white neighborhoods today. Oh, don't make noise. Don't be seen too much. Be quiet. Be quiet. We don't want to see too much of your presence around. I can go outside right now and I got 50,000 eyes on me. For what reason? I don't know. You tell me. Anyhow, okay? So, everyone may attend upon his own affairs. We understand also that the Judah would not consent to our father. So they're saying, oh, they won't serve our gods. They will not serve our fallen gods, our Zeus, our Catholicism, our Judaism, our Babylonian gods. They won't serve them. We don't know why. Because they got the truth, the most high creator of everything. Duh. Okay. So, for to be brought into the customs of the other nations, but had rather kept their own manner of living, for the which cause they required of us that we should suffer them to live after their own Torah. Oh, so they're suffering so much because Judah wants to read their own Bible. Because Judah wants to go on after their own Torah. The 12 scattered tribes and the priesthood want to do their own, what they know to do. These people want to change them. They're always trying to change somebody. Oh my gosh. Anyways. Okay, so now we're going into the days and the months of equinox. It's really equinox, okay? So, we're going to go into that right now. What does that mean? The Roman also sent unto the Sefer containing these words. Quintinus, Mimas, and Titus, Maliah's ambassadors of the Roman, send greeting unto the people of Judah. So they always come with these smiles. Oh, we welcome you. Oh, yeah. It's just like when I first moved over here, this Persian lady. I was talking to a man and I said, well, they don't like me. And I like you. I like you. Trick, you don't even know me. Excuse my language. Forgive me, Lord. Woman, you don't even know me. Okay? But I said, okay, let me get to know her. Every day this woman was in my grill, in my business. She's an undercover witch. In my business. She served Allah. She's Persian. Anyways. In my business, in my face, in my life, trying to get me oranges and apples and whatever, leaving stuff on my front yard, doing the ultimate most. And after a while, I just had to say, you know what, stay away. And now she has so much anger and such a Jezebel spirit towards me. Anyways, that's how they come with their smiles and they wolf in their sheep clothing. It's just fake. Okay. So, I'm going to skip through this. Okay, so we're going to go into the equinox, which is also the celebration of Easter. This is during the time of Easter. So they're gathering the priesthood because they also want to learn, right? They want to learn the customs of the 12 scattered tribes, of the Levites, of Judah, of the priesthood, but they don't want to follow it fully with God. They want to infiltrate their own snaky lies in. They want to sneak their lies in and tell lies with the Bible. And that's what they've done with all of these pagan stuff, you know. So we're going to go right into that right now. Okay? Let's go into that right now, okay? So they want to sneak their lies in, okay? And let's go into equinox. Okay. First, okay, let's go into just a little abbreviation here. So you have the first council of Nyssa, Greek, was of the Christian bishops convened in the Brithnaian of city of Nyssa, Turkey, by the Roman Empire Constantine in AD 325. And as you can see, Constantine is through all this. That's another thing. These false Jews are Turkish as well, from Turkey. Okay, and they put together their Babylonian practices with the Holy Torah, with a Muslim, with Egyptian practices, which Egyptian practices is also adapted with the worship of Muhammad, of Muslim customs. So that is a lot of Egypt practices. So you have here we go right here. Equinox is the month that occurs in Maccabees and correspondence Nisa, April of the so-called Jewish calendar. The months of the Babylonian calendar, okay? They call it the gospel. Greek, as you can see. You see that? The Greek, in the ancient Greek calendar for the month that correspond to the Hebrew month. So we have the Hebrew calendar, which was originally named after the 12 tribes, since there's 12 months in a year, right? We're in Dan, 2022, August, right? We're in Dan. But they changed it to their own Greek calendar and named it after their own names. Easter, Ishtar, and Ashereth. These are their Babylonian gods, fallen gods, little g gods. Okay, right here, look. Nisan, April, the Jewish calendar, okay? Okay, that's something else. when I get these stuff, I get it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's go right into it right here, okay? So Extenica, which is equinox, was an ancient Macedonian annual festival shortly before the vernal equinox in the month of Xenakos, containing a spring purification, much of the army between the two halves of a sacrificed dog. Sounds like Moloch. Sounds like Baphomet, the worship of Baphomet, because first of all, Yashalites, the ancient Yashalites, Israelites, they did not sacrifice dog. That was out. That was not nowhere mentioned in the Bible did Yashaelite sacrifice a dog. See, everything that the Lord does, the enemy perverts it and turn it into his own ways of doing. And the Yashaelites, the ancient Yashaelites before the Messiah, Jesus Christ, died on the cross, they sacrificed the sacrificial lamb. The sacrificial lamb, goats, mainly lamb. But there was never a dog because the lamb represents Christ. There was never a dog. And the reason why these people probably picked dog because the opposite of dog is God. And dog is DOG. So if you switch that, it's God, which is a mockery towards the Most High. Okay? They always like to mock. So, which is associated with the assimilation of the New Year's ephebades into the army. According to the fragment of Polybus 23:10, they make offerings to the Xanthus as a hero and perform a purification to the army with horses fully equipped. There was also a Spartan military festival of youths who sacrificed a dog to Ananias. Elias, whoever. Anyways, these Greeks, they did so much pagan stuff. Okay. Before I go into this whole Babylonian crazy crap, let's let's just go into it. Let's expose this clown. As you can see, this is Vladimir from Vlad TV. Brian, whatever his name is, I don't know. I really don't care. But anyways, they are dirty and wrong. Okay, y'all can get y'all's for setting me up. We'll talk about that another day. But they are the Khazars, the Khazarians, Turkish Jews. Okay, read that. I was born in the Ukraine. It used to be a part of the USSR. Soviet Union. I had a dream about the Soviet Union, and I did also do a video on that, so you guys check that out. A part of the Soviet Union, so I consider myself Russian Jewish. I was born into Russia. He with his old goofy laugh. Anyways, the Khazars were semi-nomadic Turkish people with a confederate of Turkish-speaking tribes that in the late 6th century CE established a major commercial empire covering the southwestern section of the modern European Russia. Okay? See that? See him? See that? These Khazars, Babylonian people, man. That's all they are. Taking people, using black people. He's always using black people for money. Always making a good old profit off of them while they get nothing in return. And then this guy, I forget his name, some emperor, but he has on the Mecca hat, which is also Babylonian practices. Okay, so this is a provoking thought. He get all this artifacts, some of these artifacts that I screenshot. Yeah, Mecca. Okay. He's got a good channel. Check him out. Check out Sister Carrie Ann. So many people who are coming into truth. Check out Sister Deborah and the Watchmen. Right here we go. Jews, Arabs share genetic link to ancient Canaanites. Studies finds. Okay. These are the Canaanites. These are the people of Canaan. Okay. Now I'm trying to get through this because we're getting into some real stuff here. Oh, hot. Hannibal. These are cannibals, which is the Canaanites, which was they did. They means they graced by Baal from Venetian, combined with the name of God Baal, Hannibal, and that's where who threatened Rome during the Second Punic War. Okay, that's all they are. They're all the same people. Greek, Roman, Canaanites. Okay, and this is a scripture from the King James Version in Psalms 137, 106, chapter 106, 37 through 39. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions. Same people. Okay? Same people. British people. Russian, all European descendants. All European descendants. Okay, this is one of them. Okay? Baalbek, Canaanite goddess with Canaanite star of Rephan, whatever that is. Rephan. Okay, this is more Canaanite people, Greek Canaanites. Okay, pause for a minute. Now we know who they are. We know what they've done, how they infiltrated the priesthood, the council at Nisa. Okay. Actually, don't have more on that. The first council of Nisa. Oh yeah. Let's continue to read, okay? Because I wanted to go into that. Reason why I'm tapping into this equinox, which we just read in Maccabees. The council also adapted the first Sunday following the vernal equinox for Easter, which created the moving date for Carnival. This had somewhat of the historical basis, since it is believed Jesus was crucified during the Jewish Passover holiday, which occurs mid-April. Okay? Yes, we know he was crucified in April, but the mockery thereof, they want the people to celebrate Ishtar, and on a Sunday, which the Yasha'elites celebrated on the Sabbath, which was a Saturday. Friday and Saturday, okay? Friday night, Saturday morning. Okay, so let's go into who the real people are, right? Okay, I want to talk about, let's talk about the braiding of the hair. And as you can see here, this is 1 Peter 3, chapter 3, verse 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just read that, okay? Do I have it? Let me see if I have it in here, okay? Yes. I want you guys to see it in my Bible. Then I'll read it from my paper. That way you know that it's all from the same place, okay? So this is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Whose adorning, let it not be the outward adorning of the plaiting of the hair, and wearing of gold, or of putting on apparel, but let it be hidden a man of the heart, in which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, ruah, which is in the sight of Elohim of great price. So in other words, let's keep reading. Okay, for after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in Yah Elohim adorned themselves being in subjection unto their own men, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Adonai, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do will, and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye men dwell with them according to the knowledge given, honor unto the women as the weaker vessel, and as being heirs, gather of grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So the Lord is saying, you are my heirs. Beautiful women and men. You are heirs of the bloodline, the chosen people of the Most High, which Yesiah came from. So with that being said, if you're going to dress up beautifully, see, I want to make a little bit of a correction, because I love the dear prophetess, Sister Carrie Ann, and she was correcting a lot of women on certain, ways of dressing and adornment, like earrings and so forth. Okay, I had my ears pierced since I was a baby. My mother pierced my ears, and I like earrings, but I would never go and get a third and fourth and fifth hole and all that stuff. I don't have anything against, women who wear earring clip-ons. They hurt like heck. I tried it. But some women don't have ears pierced and they wear like a clip-on earrings or whatever. Now, I don't think the Lord is against being beautiful. As a Yashaelite, I don't think as a Hebrew, I don't think he's against being beautiful. I think it's the attitude behind it, as Peter said. So with that being said, the braiding of the hair, we all know who braid their hair, and that's black women, African black women. Okay, Hebrews, every day black women braid their hair. Not saying that other races cannot braid their hair, but we know who that culture originally belongs to. The braiding of the hair, and that's what the Bible says. So that's how you know who the people are. You can read it for yourself. First Peter chapter 3, verse 3 and 4. Okay, so it says, whose adorning, let not it be that outward adorning of the plaiting of the hair, braiding of the hair, wearing of gold, and putting on of apparel. So he's not saying don't wear these things, but what he's saying is don't let it control your attitude. So when I'm dressed the way I am right now, let's just say that I still make sure I smile to people. I am happy. I'm full of joy. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you got to be vigilant and put on that royalty, and let these heathens know that they're not gonna get over you with their witchcraft, and that I might find myself doing sometime. But as far as pride and having a Jezebel attitude, like I look better than you, I'm better than you, no, that's not the way to carry yourself. However, one sister, I forget her name, a long time ago, she's a prophetess too, she said, some women are having this Jezebel spirit, so we should also be careful. Not Jezebel spirit, Hagar, spirit of Hagar. I'm going to do a lesson on that too. The spirit of Hagar is a hindrance. It's not free. See, the Lord is full of love, happiness, and being free, not being of the world. Okay. But he's not a boring God. He's full of personality. He's full of beauty. All of the women in the Bible, a lot of women in the Bible were beautiful. Sarah was beautiful. Queen Esther adorned herself up to meet the king. So the spirit of Hagar would be a bondage type of spirit. And I noticed that not all. Now I'm saying that there are some beautiful Muslim women that dress modestly beautiful. Okay, modestly. I don't want to use the word sexy, but modestly beautiful, okay? But there are some Muslim women that dress very haggard, very Hagar-like, which is almost close to haggard. So we don't need to do that either. The Lord wants us to be happy. Women should be happy and should be pretty and should be girly and so forth. I'm not saying that we should have a Jezebel attitude. Now, I am, it's questionable when it comes to makeup because, that's very questionable, you know. I'm, I never wore a lot of makeup in my lifetime. I never wore like foundation and stuff. I may wear a little eyeliner here and there, maybe a little, you know, mascara, but as far as the full face of makeup, not too much. Only when I was in like a beauty pageant or performing as an artist entertainer. Okay, so that is another thing. Okay, back to the lesson because that's gonna be a whole nother topic. Let's get back to the lesson. Um, Part of the priesthood. Right now, we're still going over who the real people are. That's one way you can know who the daughters of Zion was because they braid their hair. Yeah, they often braided their hair because it's very hard to manage black people hair. Okay, everybody don't have straight slick hair and all of that. No, it's very woolly. I know mine is. I have to straighten my hair because my hair is very thick and woolly and curly and what you would call coarse. Okay, it is what it is. It is wool, like Jesus Christ hair, wool. Okay. um the priesthood. First Peter, chapter 2 verse 9. We are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. That is the priesthood, the order of the priesthood. Okay, that is these guys, these very guys right here. The order of the priesthood, the Yashalites, even though they made them, the Greek people made them wear them clothing and stuff. That's not their dressing, but yeah, they kept the Torah and the customs. Okay, so Levites. Now let's see who are not the people of the Lord, who say that they are. And Sister Carrie Ann covered this actually recently. She did. She's my prophetess. She's my mentor. Now she's a prophetess. I don't consider myself a prophetess. I'm not at that level yet. It will take a lot. It will take times. It will take a ton of visions. I get dreams. And that's very rare. Sometimes I have visions, or what I do have is a deep spirit of discerning things. I can discern the witchcraft going on around here. The Lord will speak to me and tell me when something is going on. He speaks to me a lot. He shows me things. But she is at a higher level of prophecy because he really takes time to, it's a higher level of visual. I am just considered part of the priestess. And maybe, God willing, I'll get to the level of being a prophetess. Baby steps. So, even though I'm far beyond baby's milk, don't get it twisted, but I am actually still baby steps when it comes to prophecy. Not all, sometimes, because there are a lot of things that Sister Carrie Ann has said I've already known, or the Lord has already showed me, like President Obama being the Antichrist. He showed me so many things in that. That's another lesson for another. We're going to get into that. Egypt. That's the next topic. So, who's the false Jews? Okay. Let's zoom in on this. Let us zoom in on this right now. Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know your works, a tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. Okay, talking to the Yashalites, she covered this. You are rich. Rich who? Who are the people rich? Because Yashalites the scattered 12 tribes are very, very poor out here. But guess what? Through the Most High, we are rich. That's what he's trying to say. We never needed anybody else. We never needed the Babylonian money. We never needed the Babylonian system. Yeah, we see things the way they are, but the Lord always come and provide. He always, when we do right and obey him, he provides, and he wants us to continue to lean on him all the time. So he says, you are rich, and I know the blasphemy. The blasphemy of them which say they are Judah, aka Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Look at that. Yes, they are. Okay? That's Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Read it for yourself. And Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Read it for yourself. Because who's serving the synagogue? We only know one people that does that. We know what people that does that. Okay? Okay, one more thing. Who are the real people? Let's go over it again. Samson. Since we are in the month of Dan, let's talk about dear old Samson. Samson with the locks, the dreadlocks. Dan. We in the month of Dan, August 2022. Okay? You see that? Dan. With the beryl stone. The stone is a stone of beryl. August 2022. Okay, Dan. Dan and Samson was a Nazarite. He was a judge of the Yashalites. So, and that's one thing the Lord always did. He always put one against many, just like David slaying the giant, because the Lord didn't want anybody taking his victories but him. So he would have one mighty, mighty warrior of the 12 tribes, or one mighty person, powerful person, to make an example for the nations, for the heathenistic nations, for the heathen nations. He would do that all the time. He does it all the time. He even used me, and that's a whole nother story. Anyhow, that's a personal conversation. So Nazareth. Judges 16, verse 13, and verse 19. Okay? This is Judges chapter 16, verse 13. Samson's hair was locks. And he said unto her, this is him talking to Delilah, if you weave the 7 locks of my head with the web. First of all, where the name weave come from? Because we know majority black women wear weaves, okay? So I guess weaves come from the Bible. But weaving is like, weaving it, tying it together. I guess that's where that name come from anyways, from the Bible. A lot of things come from the Bible. But who wears locks? Black men, black women, African, Jamaicans. Me, growing up, me and my cousins, we used to play with my aunt, because my aunt used to always invite people to dinner and so forth. And we were some goofy kids. We used to say this song is like, guess who's coming to dinner? Nappy dreadlocks. We used to say that. It was so funny. We used to always say, guess who's coming to dinner? Nappy dreadlocks. Nappy dreadlocks. So locks was, always from the beginning of time. I can imagine maybe most of the Rastafarians and most of the people from Jamaica, they probably all adapted it from Africa, of course, because a lot of them was in captivity from Ghana, and they the scattered 12 tribes anyways. So a lot of them was in captivity in that era. And my hair, if I wanted to get dreadlocks, it will probably only take 2 weeks. My hair can lock up like that fast, that quick, in a hurry. It can lock up immediately if I wanted it to. Whew. So we know who wears locks. And I'm not saying that white people don't wear locks, of course, but then they get this like stringy type of look because it's not really for their type of hair. I want to say, anyhow. It is for some nappy, woolly hair like Jesus Christ. Okay. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. Yesiah, a.k.a. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, which is the bloodline of Judah. Now, Samson was the bloodline of Dan, but Yesiah is the bloodline of Judah. His head and his hairs were white like wool and white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire. Is his feet like unto fine brass, and if they burn in the furnace, and his voice as sound of many waters. And you can also check Daniel chapter 10 verse 5 for that verse. So we know what brass look like, copper. And this is what I always say, that's a whole nother, oh my gosh, I got so many things to talk about. Abraham Lincoln on the penny which represents the black people, represents the scattered nations. There's the many pennies in the world and nobody wants them, right? That type of color, that same color, our Lord and Savior. So imagine when he was a baby, when he was just a little kitty child, maybe his brass coloring, who's to say it didn't look like this? As I showed you guys this many of times. Copper, Emmanuel, God with us. His hair could have been a lot brighter than that, but the copper skin tone, the brass, meaning brown. So they didn't say he had slick, nice, long hair. He was white and he had green eyes. They didn't say none of that. So now you know who the true people are. And if you read the Bible from the very beginning, in Genesis, you will know all of these places were in the continent of the motherland of Africa. Because you have Cush, you have Put, you have Mizmarim, which is Egypt. All of these are African continents, okay? This is not European area. Yes, those places are in the Bible. And that's when the Greeks took over in the Babylonian system. So with that being said, and this video is not, I just want to say, it's not to offend anybody or make anybody feel left out, okay? Truth is truth, okay? If you love the Messiah, then love him. Love him unconditionally. Love his people. Because his people unconditionally love you. Now, I know there are some wicked people out there that are very racist and da-da-da-da-da. Very few. Not a lot. It's in Yashael's nature to love every race. But the problem is every race don't love them back. They just don't. They despise them. And why? Because it's not many of them around. Because they're in captivity of the land of their they are scattered in captivity. Their choice was never to be here from the first place, like a lot of these foreigners who traveled to America. The original Americans, or majority of the Americans, or of the white people of the Caucasian bloodline, European, but there's a lot of travelers here. There's a lot of Persians and Russians and just Armenians. There's a lot of travelers who traveled here. That means you had a choice to come to America. But for those who were taken from the land of the motherland, Africa, Yashael, the Hebrews, the descendants didn't have a choice. So they stand out like a sore thumb, and when people see them, they despise them, they treat them bad, or they just look the other way. But They will all see pretty soon. Very, very, very soon, people will see who the real people of this very Bible, this sweet, sweet Bible. People will see who the real people are. They will see. They will see. And I have a Sefer. And you can have a King James Version, whatever you want to do. But this is my special Bible. This is what the Lord told me to get. And people bash this Bible so much in these evangelical churches that I went to. Anyhow, that's only because they don't know the truth, but they don't have the wisdom to be guided there. That the Lord gave me the wisdom to be guided towards purchasing this Bible. And I know I did the right thing. I know I did the right thing. So, with all of this being said, I just want to say this is not the message not to offend anybody. This is just to lay down the ground rules, because there's an awakening happening coming to the 12 scattered tribes. And the awakening is that he will gather the 12 scattered tribes and take them back where they belong. Okay? So everybody needs to know the footwork of how Christianity came about. Why is it so much confusion? Who the real people are, and not the 1940 biblical 19 wannabe state funded by the Rothschild. That is not the 1948. That's not the people, the Ukrainian people. That's who they are. They are not the scattered 12 tribes. That is not the Lord's gathering. That is not his doing. And you'll hear many more people saying this. So with that being said, we pray Psalms 91 on this channel. I am Betty Erica, aka Lady Smooth, daughter of the Most High, with Daughter of the Most High Ministries. And I am saying shalom. Bye.